Hi, I'm going to give you the quick rundown on the power plant, propellers, and adverse yaw of the Jetstream 31. The Jetstream 31's power plant is the Garrett TPE 331-10UG. This power plant gives high performance and is efficient on fuel, delivering 940 shaft horsepower to each engine. The Jetstream 31 has a max speed of 263 knots, a cruise speed of 230 knots, a stall speed of 80 knots, and a range of 680 nautical miles. The Jetstream's service ceiling is 25,000 feet, and it climbs at just over 2,000 feet per minute. The propellers are Macaulay brand fixed turbine propellers. They both turn clockwise. The critical engine is on the left. The Jetstream 31 has a yaw damper that senses oscillations that are caused due to Dutch roll and corrects for them automatically. When the plane loses its critical engine, the plane's tendency is to yaw to the left. The torque effect from both engines also causes an adverse yaw to the left. With gyroscopic precession, a pitch up will cause a yaw to the right, while a pitch down will cause a yaw to the left.
There was a Jetstream 31 flying somewhere in northern Saskatchewan, when all of a sudden the wings stalled all at once. The ailerons lost all effectiveness, and the angle of air hitting the wing varied from root to tip. And there was no compensation for that factor.
Actually, I'll have you know that a Jetstream 31 has a commonly used feature called washout, which means the angle of attack that the wing has varies from root to tip. So it wouldn't totally enter a stall all at once, the aileron control would not be lost immediately, and the fact that the angle that the air hits the wing varies from root to tip due to wingtip vortices would be compensated for.
Pushing down.
Hello, and welcome to Pronto Laboratories. Today we're going to do a couple experiments on stability. Stability is the tendency of the aircraft to remain in straight, level, upright flight without control from the pilot. And today we're going to be looking at three different kinds of stability: positive stability, negative stability, and neutral stability. For neutral stability, we're going to come over here to my neutral stability card. This ball represents the tendencies of the aircraft. And in neutral stability, once you move the ball from its original position, it tends to stay in its new position without straying from that position. And over here, to represent negative stability, we're going to come over here to my negative stability card. And this still being the ball that represents aircraft's tendencies, negative stability, you move the ball from its original position, and it continues to develop moments to stray further from its original position. And last but not least, to represent positive stability, we're going to come over here to my positive stability card. And so positive stability, once the aircraft has been moved from its original position, it tends to develop forces or moments to return back to that original position. Here at Pronto Labs, we have a very special treat for you today. We're going to talk about gravity, specifically forces in a turn. When you're in a turn, you tend to feel more g-forces than you do when you're not. Why is this? It's due to centrifugal force. And to explain this to you, I'm going to grab this cup of ordinary iced tea. Normally, if I were to turn it 90 degrees, it spills out. But if I'm to hold it out far away from my body and spin, I can turn it 90 degrees and it won't spill at all. It spilled a little bit, but that's my fault. It isn't centrifugal force's fault. And it's definitely not gravity's fault. Thank you, and enjoy your day.
I can't believe it. What? My son's going to be a pilot.
Johnny?
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna make it.
That boy couldn't steer a horse to a trough.
You know, I'm really worried. Johnny's not cut out for this, you know. He said he's gonna be flying something called a Jetstream 31.
Wait a minute. I happen to have a book all about the Jetstream 31 by Doug Logren.
Wow. Let's take a look.
Well, you know that most airliners are actually designed to be positively stable, which means the airplane wants to return to its original position once it has been moved from that position.
Well, what about the Jetstream 31?
I'm not quite sure, but let's take a look and maybe we'll find out. Well, it says here that the Jetstream 31 has dihedral wings. They're angled up, so the air provides more lift to the wing that's angled down. If Johnny banks to the left, the plane will want to return to straight and level flight.
Thank goodness. But what if his plane starts turning left and right?
Well, that's called yaw. And that issue can be remedied by a swept-back wing design, which pushes the plane so that it goes straight into the airflow.
Does the Jetstream 31 have that?
No.
Oh no. At least he'll be able to go up high in the air though, right? Like, if he goes up high, I mean, there's no cats to run over in the sky.
Well, the good news is the airfoil is an NACA 6 series airfoil, which is designed for high speed and strong lift qualities. The bad news is there are birds in the air, and if Johnny loses just one of his engines to a bird strike, he will lose 50% of his power and 80% of his performance. And combined with his poor hand-eye coordination, that's a death sentence. Anyway, we should watch this DVD about the Jetstream's airfoil. Oh, shit.
Well, top of the morning to ya. I'm Mr. Scientist. Today I am going to talk about wing airfoils on the Jetstream 31. The main wings on the Jetstream 31 use the measurement of NACA 63A418 at the root and NACA 63A412 at the tip. The 6 series design of the NACA standard airfoils has the following properties. Laminar flow. The spar and the thickest width are about 50% down the wing. Okay. This results in a more streamlined, less turbulent flow around the wing. Better at high speeds, but worse at low speed. Some advantages of the 6 series are the high maximum lift coefficient. Allow me to demonstrate this in a graph. Graph, I love math.
For today's graph, we're going to be using the following formula. The lift formula. as represented by L, lift equals dynamic pressure times coefficient of lift times planform area of the wing. Anyway, that's really boring. Let's go on to this graph. Oh, graphs. We need an angle of attack. As angle of attack increases, coefficient of lift also increases. Let's just call this angle omega. As omega increases, you will find that in every plane, this will increase until a certain point where it drops off. Here is the maximum lift coefficient. In the Jetstream 31, we have a very high maximum lift coefficient. The angle of attack it stalls at is the same, usually about 20 degrees. But the maximum lift it can provide before that is astounding. And that's omega.
And other advantages of these airfoils are very low drag with a specific range of operating conditions. These airfoils are also optimized for high speed. Yeah! These are a few disadvantages of the airfoils, however. When flying outside the optimum range, you get high drag with a high pitching moment. The plane wants to pitch up and has poor stall behavior, and it's very susceptible to roughness. Thank you for watching our study on the Jetstream airfoil wing.
Plane wants to pitch up. That doesn't sound very stable. Poor stall behavior? Roughness? Oh no!
I'm sure Johnny will be fine.
And now, we're going to talk about types of tailplanes. Fuselage mounted. Problem: the stabilizers are in the engine wake, which means poor pitch control.
Solution: T-tail stabilizers away from the engine wake.
But the problem with the T-tail: the deep stall where the turbulence behind the wing in a stall blocks the elevator from effectiveness, preventing recovery. Also, these provide worse spin recovery and must be stronger and heavier.
Solution: Cruciform tail on the Jetstream 31. Keeps the stabilizer out of the engine wake while reducing or removing some disadvantages of the T-tail.
Fairings, fairings, fairings. Interference drag caused by sharp edges of joined parts on the J31 can be reduced by our fairings. Try them today.
Vortex generators. They prevent separation of the boundary layer by creating small vortices that attract air closer to the surface, enabling a lower stall speed and a higher max weight.
Want a high aspect ratio? We've got high aspect ratio. Buy all of your Jetstream wings from us. With a wingspan longer than the fuselage, these wings will give you less induced drag and better lift. Who needs maneuverability anyway?
These squared off wingtips don't do a whole lot to reduce drag from wingtip vortices. But who cares? They're on sale. Come on down to the drag reduction shop, where life's not a drag.
I love the drag reduction shop. The variants are fairly priced.
Want to put extra cargo in your belly? We have streamlined cargo pods that let you carry more for less. Who says planes can't get pregnant?
Clear ice can increase drag by 4 to 6 times. Trust the drag reduction shop for your anti-ice and de-ice systems. Inflatable boots on the wings and tail of the plane will break your icing worries away. Flip a switch and our heaters will keep your components dry, like your pitot tube, stall vane, and propeller blades. Come on down to the drag reduction shop, where life's not a drag.